InsideXR. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Test, test. I think the microphone is not exactly doing what it's supposed to do. Okay, good morning again. Welcome to another episode of InsideXR, a lecture format introduced to expose students and also professionals to the fast-growing and fast-paced developments in extended reality. And yeah, most of you here in the room know me. My name is Volker Helsted, but we have an online audience, and for those I quickly introduce myself. I run the Research and Development Department at Animationsinstitut of Film Academy. We're involved in regional and EU-level projects. And I am also the focus lead on the digital creator focus group within the PANEURAMA project. And PANEURAMA is an Erasmus Plus project. It's the Pan-European Innovation Alliance for animation, media arts, and cultural creative industries. So yeah, a really great initiative, and there's different focus groups as you can see here, and the Film Academy has the digital creator focus group, which will have another dedicated session this fall. But you as students, and I mentioned it, that there's also alumni here who come, who are invited to join us here on this InsideXR. If you're interested in any of these other very important and interesting focus groups like entrepreneurship, soft and hard skills, young professionals, the creative industry in general, and so on, then please visit the PANEURAMA website for the upcoming events and live streams. They're all available for you. You can access them. Christian Müller actually is the one who knows everything about it. Yeah, and if you have ideas about the digital creator focus group, emerging trends in tech for the creative industry, then please use this QR code and give us some feedback. We're still designing the fall focus event. Yeah, and with this, I hand over to Andreas and look forward to be part of this InsideXR. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you, Volker. Thanks for the introduction. So happy to see a full room today. There we go. We have a trailer for you again.
This is the knowledge transfer we need. University to the studios, studios to the universities via the students, and also obviously via collaboration.
It's intergenerational education, basically. It's not just about us telling them what to do or industry telling us educators what to do. It's about us also talking to the youth and listening to them and hearing what they want to do.
We need to work together. It's really a community.
The SkillBASE is not just a streaming place, it is also a place to meet and come together.
I think that knowledge sharing is the way forward in terms of education.
Education is to say, I am good at what I have learned, but I have to multiply what I have learned.
Good. So here I am, finally. Thank you for coming to this InsideXR workshop. We have a lot to cover. We haven't met for like half a year, so this seminar today will be about all the advances that happened in the last half a year, and especially what's the most recent one stuff. And there have been lots of wonderful events. There was the FMX, the XR Expo, the NewImages Festival in Paris, Annecy Festival. And we'll try to have a look at all of this, also the ARTE Awards. So a lot of that happened. We will start the day with a short recap of Annecy with my guests Cyril Fischer and Sam Matsa. Yes, Matsa. Sorry for that. And to give us a little insight what happened at Annecy with their project Lichtung. And after that, I will talk about all the advances in AR, VR, immersive video. Then you can have a short break to cool down from the hot summer day, and hopefully interesting input. And then after that, I will talk also about more about what experiences were there at NewImages, what happened at FMX and Aurea. And we will have a special guest also at 11:30, Frank Dürr from Cyberländ, who will talk about the initiative Cyberländ, which is there to strengthen the XR community here in Baden-Württemberg especially. He will be there online, and then I will talk about some topics that are XR related, where XR is having an impact on our society right now. And also a little bit about a documentary which you find on ARTE and in the Mediathek about working with bots basically that help you grieve the dead ones that you just lost, to have to interact with them after they are deceased. So we try to cover all of this until 12:30, and I will also show you some stuff I brought along for you to try out in the afternoon. So there's a lot of nice things on the Apple Vision Pro. We have 2 Apple Vision Pros here today for you to try out how this works, and try some immersive experiences which are also narrative and transport you also in some unusual environments. And I also brought along PC VR, the game The Midnight Walk, which is a stop-motion style, Burtonesque story world. This is also something you can try out, and also some new and older stuff, which is great to see on the Quest 3. Okay, so that's the idea. Then we will start right away with a trailer to the project Lichtung, which was produced here at Film Academy, and enjoy the trailer. Yes, and with this I welcome Sam and Cyril on the stage. If you're free to sit down if you want.
Thank you. Morning.
So, thanks for coming. Maybe you say a little bit about what you did at the project and what kind of project it is.
Yeah, Lichtung was our project at Play Any Trailer. We have like 4 or 5 months to do some VR project, and I was the producer of this piece.
Yes, and I was the game designer and programmer at Lichtung.
Yeah, thanks. So Lichtung, I tried it out. It's very atmospheric, spiritual almost experience. Where for those of you who don't know it, you basically have a torch in your hand and you light up a magical forest, I would say, and activate animations that react to your lights, basically, right? That I can say it. And it's on PC VR, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell a little bit how this fit in to the program of Annecy where you were in the competition?
So at Annecy, I think it's just my assumption. I think that they are looking for more of, I think, experimental stuff and mostly stuff that is more close to traditional movies, I think, or experiences than video games, right? So those experiences there were less super interactive with a bunch of options, and I think our game fits there because it's rather simple. You just have this mechanic of lighting stuff, and I think this calm atmosphere and this just very reduced interaction, I think that's why it fitted into Annecy.
Yes.
Yeah, and I also think that Annecy is quite going for an artistic approach. I think our experience or game also fits. And I was talking to one of the people working there at Annecy, and they said like their goal was to have a very broad, to show a world of broad experiences, like not only go for full interactive, but also include immersive, but not interactive, AR. I think everything that like shows the whole world what like XR can do.
Nice. Yeah, you can give it. I have my own one.
Yeah.
I heard that there were just 10 projects in the competition, and you were just one of them from the whole world that could send them their experiences. Yeah, how was it feel? How was the interaction with the other people who showed their experiences?
Mm-hmm. So during the first couple of days, I didn't like see that many people. Later on, I was talking to the creators, the creator of 5 Gram of Saffron and Check and Flow, and I think the whole world is like it's more a family than an industry. I think because like everyone knows everyone, but super friendly, and they welcomed us like into the world, and yeah.
Yes, what you said. So definitely they were all very approachable, very, as you said, it has more of an artistic approach. So mostly they were indie developers for the most part. And yes, as I gathered it, so just from observing it and talking with the people who actually played it, it seemed to be very, people liked it. Also in comparison to the other titles which were shown there. Yeah.
Nice. Were there any things that you especially liked from other stuff that you saw at Annecy?
Me personally, I didn't play too much. I think I played like 3 or 4 experiences. I think my favorite was 5 Gram of Saffron because it was, I think, one of the shorter experiences. That's a plus. Also, the artistic style was very, very good. So the art style was, I think, was my favorite from all the experiences I played or saw. And it just told the story very on point. So this refugee story and this story about trauma, being alone in a new country. So that was very on point or well told, I think. So I think that was my favorite probably.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to Saffron. It's a bit hard to compare all the experiences because there was also one that was playing in a Ukrainian home that was really interesting. I think it also one called Freckle Home, where we were walking around like the house before the war, during the war, and after the war.
Oh, interesting.
And of course, like Saffron is still kind of my favorite, but it's like so diverse, and so I think I kind of have many favorites.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Saffron was really good told. There was also like one project that was 1.5 an hour, so full feature. Yeah. For me, a bit too long, but it was very well made and everything. But for me, like it didn't really work in the VR world. Yeah. Yeah, but still very well made.
So coming back to from you as doing this experience here at Film Academy and presenting it at Annecy, And seeing the audience there, what do you feel about, how did it feel for you to do a project like this here, an XR project here at Film Academy, and also see it being there shown at Annecy compared to the regular stuff that you might usually do here at Film Academy doing animation projects, or flat projects?
Yes, well, I only do games, so I can't quite relate to just doing flat projects instead. But just in comparison, so when we make our games here or make our projects here, mostly the audience first is just Film Academy and all that. So you often get positive feedback, and I mean, you appreciate it and all that. But it's it's a bit like your mother saying you did a great job, right? So you kind of trust her, but there's kind of a suspicion there. And when you go out there and then show that to entirely strangers, and they don't know you made that game, you're just observing them and they just talk to you without knowing you were the developer, that's where you get the honest reactions. And in that moment when they say they like the game, or even if it's their favorite game of the whole VR competition there. This was really cool and really just a nice bonus after all the work we put into this game, right?
Nice.
So.
And are you planning to do more XR games in the future, or XR experiences?
Well, I don't plan to. Maybe it happens to be the way that I will be a developer there, but I don't know.
Yeah, for my part, I have to say I'm hooked. Somehow, like the last couple of weeks, I somehow discovered like some grants and fundings for VR stuff you can apply for. So I don't know if it's just like the bubble I'm in right now, but I think these are opportunities I try to take. So yeah.
Nice. Good. Thank you. Are there more questions from the audience? Okay, then where can I? One?
Where in Annecy was the venue located where they showed the experiences, and how was it? Was it well visited? Did you have a lot of guests?
So do you know the Beaulieu? Like when you walk around the building, on the opposite, like a small door where you get inside. So it's yeah. So it's a bit hidden, but this was like very. Like many people going there, and even in the morning there were like queues waiting to get in, because I think because of the format of VR, it's not that many people can like experience that one at the same time. So you go in there, and then you write your name into a time slot, and then you come back. It was shown there, and also at the MIFA. It was like a small booth. I don't know how crowded it was there. No.
Was that part of the MIFA exhibit?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So it was shown, also shown there as well. Like for the business people, I think the long ones weren't shown there, but I thought I was talking to some people there and said that yeah, between meetings, if they wanted to like try it out, they can go there. So I think those two places.
Okay, good. Yeah, then thanks for sharing the experience. So, who of you tried XR so far? Who wore a VR headset once in their life? Okay, now everybody, right? Who wore an augmented reality glasses so far? Some, okay, why? Well, okay. Who wear smart glasses so far? One person, okay, good. Okay, that's where we are going to focus on next, like how this market looks at the moment. There was an accident actually in January, where a guy fell in the cold Bremerhaven water while playing Pokemon Go, and he, fortunately by chasing monsters on his Pokemon Go smartphone. So the danger of AR is real. He survived, but it made it into the news actually. That's where we already are with smartphones, with AR experiences, and now we are here. The market for glasses which are not VR is not only growing but also getting more and more differentiated. As you see here, there's lots of stuff happening. Maybe you heard about the Meta Ray-Ban. These are smart glasses. To make first a differentiation, we now call them smart glasses then there are video glasses, and full AR glasses, I would call them. So that means they are very much smaller than the regular VR headsets, as you see there, like the Quest or Apple Vision Pro. And they are much more lightweight and more ready for the everyday life, basically. And that's because, for that reason, of course, they also dropped features which you get from a VR headset. So there's, and all of these headsets dropped basically different features for more style factors and more battery life and other reasons. And the Meta Ray-Ban is especially made its influence for influencers because they have cameras in which you can record what you see. Say, hey Meta, record a video. Hey Meta, take a photo. And you also have an onboard an AI assistant where you can say, hey Meta, what am I looking at, or what can I cook from that? I don't know. And so the AI assistant just got released also in Germany, I think, but the feature set is still limited as far as I know. And these have no monitors at all. They just have audio cameras and the AI assistant basically, and you can have battery life of a couple of hours, but not for heavy use. So, and in the winter it's even worse. So there's a lot of that can be improved of them, but still they made it into a product, and actually they are the most successful product from Meta and also from Ray-Ban. For that reason, Meta is also expanding already to Oakley and other brands. And companies like Google, they produce this new version of Google Glass, which is also in development at the moment. They are partnering with other brands to compete with Meta on that. And of course, it's obvious to think like, why not have a display with it? But of course, to have this stylish, normal glasses-looking form factor, it's very hard to shrink all the technology of a VR headset into a headset like this. And for that reason, we have lots of different approaches nowadays. So if you look at the Ray Neo X3, for example, over there, you already see they are not as stylish as the Ray-Bans. But they have what they call waveguide display. Do you see like this little stamp-like display which is integrated into the glasses? So basically, you can see through them. But of course, if you look at them, you still see there's something weird going on in the glasses. But still, there's a full-color display which is tiny, but still enough to show you WhatsApp messages or show you navigation information. I think it's very hard to come up with an idea for a narrative experience with these kinds of glasses, but still, if you also as you're studying interactive media, to come up with experiences or games that where you have the game basically on your face might be very interesting. And this one also has has no camera out of the box, or it has a camera, but it uses that for hand tracking. And you can also sometimes in these glasses plug-in cameras to record stuff from your environment. These, for example, the X-Ray 1 Pro are what I call the video glasses, where you have a real OLED screen, which is basically by a prism mirroring the OLED screen into the glasses, and you have like full HD resolution. And there are a couple of ones on the market right now. The X-Ray 1 Pro is just one of them. And they are sometimes the X-Ray one has, for example, also a shutter, which it can dim the external display because you see through them. Of course, it means you have this Iron Man-like transparent view on the augmented reality content, but you can dim them to make the environment more dark. And you can also use them with, let's say, for example, with a Steam Deck or any other device as a monitor, as a mobile monitor on a train or on an airplane or anything. And they are also, and you can also extend the feature set of these glasses by plugging them into external pucks, like this one for the Beam Pro, where you, in this case, for example, you have an operating system on that external device. You have a battery, a screen, a touchpad, and in this case, or even a stereoscopic camera to shoot stereoscopic video, which you then, of course, see then in stereo on the glasses. As you see, they are also the Halliday glasses here. They are different to the X-Ray Neo in a way that they don't have a display integrated into the glass, but they have a little projector, basically, like this headset here. They have a little projector which projects some information straight into your eyeball, basically. So you don't you don't see a display from the outside, which is of course more comfortable if you're talking to somebody, let's say, in a different language, and the AI assistant is helping you translate the conversation, and you can read the subtitles and talk the other language without having to look weird in a way. But I think still, even with these, you have to look a little bit up, so it's still not perfect for the experience. And just to see like how far you can go with all of this, there's the Snap spectacles, which are there's a developer edition on the market at the moment, not for buying, but for experimenting with it. So developers are, or even alumni from Film Academy are trying these out at the moment. And these are full AR headsets. You have a full color stereoscopic display, and you have audio. You have also the option to interact with your hands. And they all have all the computing done in the headset. So that's why it's a little bit big actually still. But you can have real experiences like that. You will sometimes even try out on the Apple Vision, on the Quest, work on these AR glasses in augmented reality, which is quite an achievement. But all of these headsets have one problem: battery life. The Snap spectacles have a battery life, I think, of about 45 minutes maximum. So that's of course an issue, because how do you put a battery inside of a headset like this? And to see like the future of these headsets, you can see the Meta Orion prototype, which was presented some time ago, which is far from getting on the market because they cost like $10,000 to produce. But they have special glasses with full color displays integrated, and they have some. You can also play games with them, and in a more stylish factor than the Snap spectacles, if you look at them. And these have external POC. To do all the computing also on this external POC and reduce the amount of battery need from the headset. And they have a wristband in development, which is probably going to come out in the next years. This is maybe a lot of years away to become a product. But this wristband is actually a neural wristband, and you can basically do finger gestures, which will be picked up from interpreting the electromagnetic signals from your muscles to be controlling the device without having to look at your hands even. And also, if you compare to the Apple Vision Pro, where you have finger tracking, these don't even need to see your hands. You can have them behind your back and still operate a headset, and you don't have to be in the air with your hands. You can just do it like this. Yeah, so as you see, there's lots of things going on in this market, and it's really becoming a whole new market by itself next to the XR market or AR, VR market. And here's some outlook also. There's a development from a company in Switzerland, Cyril. They develop light field AR displays. So these are displays which even have correct depth of field in the AR glasses. That means, of course, if you're looking at the moment AR glasses, you either focus on the AR content or on the real life content. With these light field glasses, you could project them in the correct depth of field and with correct depth, and having the correct focus, which is also better for your eyes to get less eye fatigue. But what also is maybe considered AR in a way is this. It's a live drone show which happened in New York. I show you the short video of this one. So yeah.
I'm just wondering, did you look into if it really happened? Because I remember we were discussing it, right? And it was like, is it real?
I'm quite sure it is real because I saw a couple of videos on that, and also drone shows are nothing that is that unique anymore. So drone shows are more and more there, and basically each of these glowing dots that you see is an own drone which is illuminating. So the pixels are the drones, basically, and you can have that in your without wearing any headset, of course. Then. So what happens in the VR market? So also there, a lot of things are going on. I'm trying to wrap it up a little bit to not get too much into detail, but still give you an overview. We at the moment are in a wave of XR where we see the rise of VR headsets, which are in a much smaller form factor than if you see like the Apple Vision Pro or the Quest. So these are really and they are really lightweight, as you see, like and small. But of course, they also need to drop some features or to be available to deliver that form factor. For example, the Big Screen Beyond 2 is just now coming now. The Big Screen Beyond 1 was already a big success. What was unique about this headset is that it is so tiny because it has a facial interface which is 3D printed to your face. You basically send them a scan of your face with an iPhone or something, and then you get a face shield which is especially for your eyes. That means you cannot share it with other people, of course, or not that well. Which is also why we don't have it here at Film Academy, because we want to everybody to experience it. And they now release a second version where you can adjust the IPD, the interpopular distance, with a mechanical screw, basically. And also these, of course, don't have mixed reality. You don't see the reality in combination with VR with these headsets. They only VR, but perfect for PC VR. At home, and they also use lighthouse tracking, so they don't have like the Quest or the Apple Vision Pro an internal tracking system. They need these lighthouses mounted to your room. That means that you can take this headset with you on the road to experience VR. And the new versions also have better displays and have more than 2K, 2.5K resolution, and better lenses, and a good field of view as well. Compare that to the Meganex by a company called Shiftall, which I was surprised that this is really turned out to be a well-received product. This week's weighs just 179 grams. It's lighter than an iPhone. You think of that, yeah? And this one you can adjust you have diopter settings. So even if you are relying on glasses, usually you can take off your normal glasses like I have and adjust the diopter so that you can see sharp. With these, even if you're used to wearing glasses and don't want to have to wear like contact lenses or special lenses. And of course, this one, as you see, don't have. They also have SteamVR tracking. They don't have audio strap. They don't have mixed reality, but they have 10-bit HDR 4K per eye resolution, which is quite an achievement, better than the Apple Vision Pro has. And for much lighter form factor, so and also the field of view is more limited than in other headsets, that I must say.
And this has an internal battery or an external battery?
This is, you plug that in basically into the PC VR.
Oh, it's completely
yeah, as far as I know. Then you have other headsets, Pimax, for example, a company which is very big in VR for simulators, basically, and the PC VR. And they are opening up more and more niches for XR at the moment. They are building not just one headset, but a whole lineup of headsets with interchangeable components, basically. So you can flip, you can, for the Pimax Crystal, you can either choose to have lighthouse tracking or inside-out tracking like the Quest. And you can also use different optical stacks which you can plug in and plug out. That means you have to you can choose which kind of displays you have, which kinds of lenses you have with different fields of view, with different resolutions. And so they let you really basically choose what kind of headset you want to have. And also if they come up with new stuff, then you don't have to throw away the old headset. You can even just throw away parts of it and change it like that. And this is like these are these headsets, which the Pimax were famous for a wide field of view. And these are like this form factor, more like a Quest, but they're also having this prototype at the moment, which is more like the Big Screen Beyond. And this is also in development at the moment from them. And if you think that this is about it, about companies on the market, then look again. There's a company or a headset called Play for Dream, which I must admit first didn't take serious because of the funny name. But they actually are like a Apple Vision Pro clone on Android. And they are quite appreciated from people who tried it out. They say that the experience is quite good with it. It has a better weight balance than the Apple Vision Pro because the battery is here in the back, and the front shield is not as heavy as the Apple Vision Pro. And still has 4K per eye OLED displays, internal battery, weighs the same as the Apple Vision Pro with an on-board battery. And and the lenses are supposed to be quite good. So for PC VR, this is also a consideration as a Chinese version of the Apple Vision Pro. And there's, especially for those of you doing interactive media, there's lots of things going on with interaction devices. And I show you the stuff to inspire you, hopefully, for coming up with experiences which can be really unique. So, for example, there's this Roto VR Explorer chair, which is basically a robot chair which turns you while you're playing VR experiences. So instead of, if you're standing, you can turn around, of course, like this. But if you're in a chair, you usually would rely on yourself turning around or doing the trigger. But you still might get motion sickness because you're not physically turning. And this chair is basically doing that for you. If you turn your head with your VR headset, the chair is a robot chair that turns you with it to avoid motion sickness for, let's say, shooter games, where you have to quickly turn around a lot. Yeah, funny product. And they even have a version where you plug in a keyboard or a desk with a keyboard and joystick, that you have a full simulator setup, basically, with a rocking chair or rotating chair.
And is there also a sensation if you go straight forward in virtual reality?
No, I think it can't do that. But it has some rumble feature on the chair, so that is but you don't have, you can't go forward or backward. It's just for rotation, not for translation. And there's the Accelerate VR treadmill. We have a treadmill comparable to this here at Film Academy. If one tried out, they also call them slide mill, because you're hooked on this, strapped into this device, and you basically move your feet on the ground and lean into this device to get the feeling of walking in VR. And the one that we have, the slide mill from Cat VR, is requiring special shoes to slide on the mill, which is quite uncomfortable. And this is a little bit different because it has little metal balls here in this shell that you don't need special shoes. You can you just have to plug the trackers to your shoes, and then you can these balls basically pick up the translation, which is supposed to be much more immersive and easy to learn than sliding with these shoes. Yeah. For haptics in XR, there's also something new here now, a True Gear haptic suit. Because so far we have the B-haptic suits, which we also have one here at Film Academy you can try out and use for your games, where you basically have in this kind of vest motors, which give you vibrating motors, which give you the sensation of being hit if you're shot in VR, or if an arrow goes through you, you can have the feeling of first the arrow entering your front and then your back. Or if you have the floor is shaking, then you can have the rumbling of the whole thing. You can basically program how the pattern of the rumbling is going on through the headset. You can put it in Unity, for example. And there were also a shirt which we also have here, the OVO shirt, which is doing something different, where you basically have a shirt like this with muscle stimulation, electronic muscle stimulation, the sensors or devices integrated in the shirt, where you basically get little electric shocks from the device. And this is a combination of both now. So you have the haptic motors in the vest, but you have these wrist or this arm bands. And basically, if you have a weapon recoil, for example, in a game, then this is giving the electronic stimulation on your muscles that you feel the recoil from the weapon. So maybe for Lichtung, if you shoot with the light beams, you can have to. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so this is something, and it's quite affordable still with $259. Also, of course, for interaction with your hands, there are some new developments going on. The contact glove is a version where you have an open glove. As you see, you can still use your fingers to work with, let's say, your smartphone or anything else. And it is integrating basically buttons to the glove. So it's a controller and a glove in one thing. And you can flip away these buttons if you don't need them. Yeah, so this is quite a unique approach. And what I found most interesting is this research prototype, which is already existing, but it's not an available product. It's from a company called Afference, Phantom Glove and Phantom Ring. And what these are basically doing is they trick your brain that you think you're touching things. So you don't really, they are not giving sensation to your fingers of being in touch with something, but they basically are in contact with your nerves to give your nerves the feeling of being in contact with something. And you can have that with a ring for, let's say, an AR headset, as we are just talking about, or AR glasses. You can type in the air and have the sensation of tapping buttons in the air with even using just this ring for one finger. Or you can have a full interaction and even a feeling of grabbing a ball in mid-air, let's say, with this setup. And they are right now talking with people, with tech companies, to turn this into a commercial product. Yes?
Is this only giving you the sensation, or is it also tracking where in space your hand exactly is, or is this still relying on cameras or something, some different
as I think that this is the tracking device. I think so. I don't know. And it must be, of course, relying to some kind of tracking in a way. I can imagine, for example, if you take an AR glasses, which also have hand tracking integrated already, you can easily use the hand tracking from the AR glasses and use this for the haptic sensation. And then also becoming a product later this year are these wise neural earbuds. And because I talked in the past already about brain-computer interfaces, where you basically control a computer just with your brain signals. And in the past there were two versions of that. Either by really putting a sensor into your brain, which Elon Musk did, of course not for himself, but he developed tech for that. And they are also bigger devices, which basically they realize electromagnetic impulses from your brain and interpret them to signals like if you can control a game on your computer, for example, turn left, turn right, or anything. But these devices usually need a lot of training, and they are very big. And Snap, actually, the company from Snap Spectacles, they bought a company who developed one kind of neural interface. And these now are a different approach, which is quite as fascinating because they are like regular iPods or earpods. You plug them into your ear, and because they are in your head, in your ear, they have a much better signal than an external device, which has to go through your hair, for example. And actually, they developed it now in a way that you can trigger actions on any device by moving your jaw or your eyes in a certain way. That basically, and it's they say it's easy to learn and quick to learn also the pattern for your head. So basically, you just do little jaw movements or special eye movements, and you can, let's say, swipe to menus or change music while you're jogging. Just by thinking on it or doing some special moves with your face, which are also subtle, so you don't look that weird with it. And this is a product you can buy probably at the end of the year for a price the same as a haptic vest. Yeah, so. Yeah, what's going on at the big players? What is happening at Meta, Apple, and Google? As I just mentioned, the neural wristband from Meta with these gestures you can do with it. What's interesting is Meta already released now an SDK where you can already do these hand gestures or finger gestures in VR. And so, with hand tracking, it means it still needs to see your hands if you don't have this neural wristband. But still, it's interesting because usually you have like in a controller having like to teleport with buttons, or you point at things maybe. And now with these new hand gestures which you can integrate in your games or experiences, you can have simple button gestures like swiping or forward, left, right, backwards to move through virtual spaces, for example, or trigger other actions in your VR experiences. And I tried it out. You can try it out. You can download that from and experiment with it. So there's, I think I even have it on one of my headsets. So this is something which is already out there. Also for the animators in the room, Meta released an AI model, or is now using an AI model to create a more realistic facial animation just from audio, which is of course useful for, let's say, if you're on VR chat or in a video conference call or anything, or in the metaverse, and you don't have a headset recording your facial and your face. Then let me see. I think I have a link there? No, don't I? No, I don't have it. So basically what this is doing, while in the past it was just your mouth was moving, now it is, I would really like to show you that. Let me see if I can jump into this. Yeah, there it is. There we go. Can you still see that? Yeah, okay. There you go. Here you see the difference. This is the new one, that's the old version.
No. Have you always been this funny? There's no way.
Wow. I know, I really love it. Like, that's really, like, original. Like, that's... No, you didn't just let them in.
It's still powerful.
Why would you do that?
But I think quite
are you
step.
Stupid? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is especially, let's say, if you have a game where you have interactable characters and you don't want to animate all the facial animation for that, or you can't because it's just too much for your storytelling, then this might be an approach to give more life to your avatars. Also, something interesting is that the Meta has now a feature called continuous scene meshing, which the Apple Vision Pro is already doing so far in the past. That means usually in the Quest you scan your room once, and then you basically live with it for the mixed reality experiences you're doing with it. But now you have continuous scene meshing. That means if, let's say, a chair is moved in your room, or a door is getting opened or closed, or something else happens, then this will be part of the experience that the headset is aware of that, and you can you're not relying on an older scan of the room, for example. And also that means you can have experiences where you walk around with your headset through a building, let's say, and the headset is continuously finding out how the room is shaped to give you XR content on the walls, let's say on the floor. And you also now they are opening up the connection to the cameras of the Quest, because in the past it was just a video basically running in the background, and now you can use the video from the stream to, let's say, have the Quest or your app realizing where's a monitor, where's a window. You can even pick colors from the video stream that is going through the headset. You can look at QR codes which immediately trigger experiences on the headset. So a lot of new stuff possible from that. But that, of course, also means that the apps get access to your cameras. That means Mark Zuckerberg might see what's in your room, and also the developers of your games might see what's in your room. So data security is, of course, again, a bigger challenge with these kinds of experiences. And Apple is also, after almost doing nothing with the Apple Vision Pro for almost a year, they are now dropped an update which is already released in the developer edition, and is available going online to the public in fall, and with Vision OS 26. And they did something amazing. You have maybe seen in the past these personas which they have for video calls. And this is what they looked in the past, and this is what they look now. And I think they are quite a step out, getting out of the uncanny valley with that. Let me see if I can show you this. That's the old version. And now you even have eyelashes and more realistic hair and much more detail in the textures of the face. I think it's a huge step forward. And I even saw some YouTuber opening up his YouTube talk with his virtual persona, and it looked quite convincing, so that you don't feel like what's this weirdo doing. It felt much more alive. So for spatial avatars, I think this is a big step forward. Yeah. They also developed an update for spatial scenes. That's basically what they are doing. Is if you have photos on your even 2D photos, they not even only make stereoscopic photos out of that, but they even include now with AI tools that you have not only parallax, but also that fills in stuff that you wouldn't, that is not captured by the photograph left and right, so that you have more of the feeling that you can really walk around in your photographs. This is just for photos, not for videos at the moment. And also, there are also stuff where Apple really listened to the customers now. So there's lots of stuff. For example, everybody complained that you can't really do something with the Vision Pro because you don't have controllers. And now they opened up for the PlayStation VR 2 controllers, actually. So if you own a PlayStation VR 2, you can use these controllers for games on the Vision Pro, which is a bit funny because you can't buy these controllers by themselves. You have to buy a PlayStation VR 2 to do that. And but it's a unusual step. And also interesting, Logitech, which already has a pen out for the Quest 3. So you can, even if you want to try it out, we have a pen here at Film Academy where you can draw in the air in mixed reality. Now there's also a Logitech pen coming up for the Apple Vision Pro. So this is starting to become an interesting device now, I think. And also, what else? You have widgets now. You can have shared experience. You can browse the internet with your eyes, basically now. Yeah, so lots of good steps forward for the Apple Vision Pro. And Pico is also doing some stuff, not as innovative, I would say, as what's happening at the others, but still interesting. As you can, in the Apple Vision Pro, transform 2D photos into 3D photos, you can now do this also on a Pico device. And also now it offers optimizations for different game modes, so that was not possible before. And they also have VR motion trackers now for your waist. So they already offered, if you want to have full body motion capture, as you cannot have it on a Quest, with the Pico devices you can strap this to your legs, and also now another one to your belt, to have something like a poor man's mocap system with this mobile headset. Google has now a price tag and is soon releasing the Google Beam setup, which is for video conferencing. The videos, it doesn't make sense to show you a video of that because you don't get the 3D feeling from that. It's basically, you see a stereoscopic version of the person you're talking to on the other side with this setup, with the Google Beam setup, and you feel like they are like a person in your room sitting next to you, without you having to wear any glasses or on it. So it's completely glass-free. It's great for companies who want to have long-distance video conferencing calls. And I don't think it works with several people in front of it, actually, but it seems to be very immersive.
Even though it's not my first.
And Google is also releasing their version of the Apple Vision Pro soon. So they now showed this project Wuhan, it is called. And it looks a lot like an Apple Vision Pro, but it's not. And what's special about this headset that it's running on Android XR. That means if you have made any Android apps so far in the past, or Android games, you can quite easily convert them to work also with this device. So it integrates all of the Play Store apps from the Android store. And what's also interesting about this headset, which sets it apart from the other headsets from the other companies, is that the AI is fully integrated in the headset. That means it's not just that you can do things like, hey, Meta, what am I looking at, or something. You can basically control every function of the headset through the AI on the headset. You can say, please get me to this app, or please open this, or do that, or I want to see this place from above, and then it might get you automatically to Google Earth or something. And but we don't have an official price point for that one, which will be the most interesting news coming up. Yeah. Okay, so this is the tech part, and I would say we do a short break for you to relax from all this tech information, and let's say like let's make a 5 minutes break. Is that okay? That we continue at 11.5, and then I will talk more about the experiences at the NewImages Festival and other festivals, FMX and other stuff. Good. Then enjoy your 5 minute break. Be back at 11:05.
Hello, my name is Morten Thorning.
My name is Chris Sebeling.
My name is Christian Müller.
I'm Remy Soyev.
Hi, my name is Volker Helsle.
What can I say? Fuck.
PANEURAMA SkillBASE is a 24/7 knowledge hub where our partners bring in their curated view on current topics that are important in transition from higher education to business future.
I'm here to talk to you today about what it means to become a young professional.
We're here to learn about the digital creators and emerging trends that can help them achieve their creative vision.
It's about automation, version control, asset manager, stuff like this. Each time period, each studios has its own tools and own definitions of the production tools and technical aspects.
They are called soft skills, but we call them hard skills because they are the harder ones to master.
How are we going to shape the future of European audiovisual media?
What are the needs and how are innovation and entrepreneurship integrated in current education throughout Europe?
Bye.
Bye-bye. And see you later.
Hello, my name is Morten Thorning.
My name is Chris Sebeling.
My name is Christian Müller.
I'm Remy Soyev.
Hi, my name is Volker Helsle.
What can I say? Fuck.
PANEURAMA SkillBASE is a 24/7 knowledge hub where our partners bring in their curated view on current topics that are important in transition from higher education to business future.
I'm here to talk to you today about what it means to become a young professional.
We're here to learn about the digital creators and emerging trends that can help them achieve their creative vision.
It's about automation, version control, asset manager, stuff like this. Each time period, each studios has its own tools and own definitions of the production tools and technical aspects.
They are called soft skills, but we call them hard skills because they are the harder ones to master.
How are we going to shape the future of European audiovisual media?
What are the needs and how are innovation and entrepreneurship integrated in current education throughout Europe?
Bye.
Bye-bye. And see you later.
Hello, my name is Morten Thorning.
My name is Chris Sebeling.
My name is Christian Müller.
I'm Remy Soyev.
Hi, my name is Volker Helsle.
What can I say? Fuck.
PANEURAMA SkillBASE is a 24/7 knowledge hub where our partners bring in their curated view on current topics that are important in transition from higher education to business future.
I'm here to talk to you today about what it means to become a young professional.
We're here to learn about the digital creators and emerging trends that can help them achieve their creative vision.
It's about automation, version control, asset manager, stuff like this. Each time period, each studios has its own tools and own definitions of the production tools and technical aspects.
They are called soft skills, but we call them hard skills because they are the harder ones to master.
How are we going to shape the future of European audiovisual media?
What are the needs and how are innovation and entrepreneurship integrated in current education throughout Europe?
Bye.
Bye-bye. And see you later.
Hello, my name is Morten Thorning.
My name is Chris Sebeling.
My name is Christian Müller.
I'm Remy Soyev.
Hi, my name is Volker Helsle.
What can I say? Fuck.
PANEURAMA SkillBASE is a 24/7 knowledge hub where our partners bring in their curated view on current topics that are important in transition from higher education to business future.
I'm here to talk to you today about what it means to become a young professional.
We're here to learn about the digital creators and emerging trends that can help them achieve their creative vision.
It's about automation, version control, asset manager, stuff like this. Each time period, each studios has its own tools and own definitions of the production tools and technical aspects.
They are called soft skills, but we call them hard skills because they are the harder ones to master.
How are we going to shape the future of European audiovisual media?
What are the needs and how are innovation and entrepreneurship integrated in current education throughout Europe?
Bye.
Bye-bye. And see you later.
Hello, my name is Morten Thorning.
My name is Chris Sebeling.
My name is Christian Müller.
I'm Remy Soyev.
Hi, my name is Volker Helsle.
What can I say? Fuck.
PANEURAMA SkillBASE is a 24/7 knowledge hub where our partners bring in their curated view on current topics that are important in transition from higher education to business future.
I'm here to talk to you today about what it means to become a young professional.
We're here to learn about the digital creators and emerging trends that can help them achieve their creative vision.
It's about automation, version control, asset manager, stuff like this. Each time period, each studios has its own tools and own definitions of the production tools and technical aspects.
They are called soft skills, but we call them hard skills because they are the harder ones to master.
How are we going to shape the future of European audiovisual media?
What are the needs and how are innovation and entrepreneurship integrated in current education throughout Europe?
Bye.
Bye-bye. And see you later.
Hello, my name is Morten Thorning.
My name is Chris Sebeling.
My name is Christian Müller.
I'm Remy Soyev.
Hi, my name is Volker Helsle.
What can I say? Fuck.
PANEURAMA SkillBASE is a 24/7 knowledge hub where our partners bring in their curated view on current topics that are important in transition from higher education to business future.
I'm here to talk to you today about what it means to become a young professional.
We're here to learn about the digital creators and emerging trends that can help them achieve their creative vision.
It's about automation, version control, asset manager, stuff like this. Each time period, each studios has its own tools and own definitions of the production tools and technical aspects.
They are called soft skills, but we call them hard skills because they are the harder ones to master.
How are we going to shape the future of European audiovisual media?
What are the needs and how are innovation and entrepreneurship integrated in current education throughout Europe?
Bye.
Bye-bye. And see you later.
Hallo, damit sind wir wieder zurück. Hello and welcome back to InsideXR. And we are going right to the next topic, which will be on the advances in immersive video. So, for example, the immersive screenings are something which is now becoming in their own format in a way. What they are doing is basically they combine 2D films that you might have seen in the past with immersive content on screens that extend basically the traditional movie frame. And you see this, for example, in a theater in where is it? In LA, I think. So this is happening in the States, and here in Germany we have a little bit like the poor man's version of that, which is there was this screening which was done by to Ghost in the Shell, I think it was, yeah. And they basically just have screens. While this is even a dome in a way, this has some just projection mapping on the walls and on the floor, I think, and on the with some animation extending basically what's going on, but. I would say the animation quality is not as advanced as what I did on the Matrix, but still, this is something which is coming up, and I think that's quite an opportunity for us as storytellers to think beyond the classic frame and also of creating content which is immersive without having to rely on glasses. This is something you could do here in the studio as well at Film Academy. Then to create content like that is immersive, I just want to point out that you have now the option with the Pico 4 Ultra and with the Quest 3 to make a stereo 3D recordings of what you see with the headset. So basically your headset is now also a 3D camera, which you can use to create 3D documentaries if you want here at Film Academy. If you want to have a more immersive experience than that, there's also the option to use the Slam X Cam, which is a product which was successfully funded on Kickstarter, which is basically a 180-degree stereoscopic camera, which is also gives you the opportunity to edit the footage on this device and send it straight to whatever YouTube VR, for example, without even requiring you to use a headset or a computer in between. So this is quite interesting, and also has with 8K resolution and HDR capabilities. That's quite an interesting product, I think, for about €1,000 or $1,000. If you want to be more professional than this, there's a camera on the market now for just $34,686 and it's free shipping, by the way. So if you want to purchase it, and this has like huge dynamic range, raw recordings up to 90 frames and 8K per eye. So if you want to produce professional content for the Apple Vision Pro or something, this is probably the best option you currently have on the market. Yeah, and it's done by Blackmagic, the company we all love for their editing software and their cameras. And to see what can be achieved with this kind of camera, although it was not shot with exactly this one, is the film Submerged, which you can see today on the Apple Vision Pro if you want. It's a short film in a submarine, and I show you the trailer of that.
Everything we're doing here is the first time that anyone's ever doing it. When you put on the Apple Vision Pro, it does change the way you think about creating a story. It's a wonderful new medium that just expands the horizon of storytelling. Because you're not watching a movie anymore. You're inside the story. It's going to change the future of filmmaking.
Yeah, so this one you can try on the headset today if you want, and it also benefits from the OLED displays and also from the high resolution that the Quest, the Apple Vision Pro has. And if you think this is all very far away for your reality, I just want to point out that FMX there was a talk by alumni from Film Academy, from working here in Ludwigsburg and in Berlin at a company called Woodblock. And they made 80 minutes of animation for a full dome show at the Las Vegas Sphere. So this is, you see, like these are cars, yeah. You see, just for the relationship of the size of this thing. And it has external screen, which is of course 2D, and then you have inside also 2D, but a huge screen. Or dome for an immersive experience, and they made this concert by an act called Anima, and it was really done completely in I think 12K resolution. So you can't do that with AI workflows at the moment. What they do here, maybe I can show you a little bit of that. forward. That's what I call a shared experience. And also interesting. Yeah, and if you think, if you wonder if you get motion sick from that. So I think quite an experience. And at the FMX, they were also asked if this is not distracting the people on the traffic, if they have to have funny visuals going on there. And they said, yeah, in Germany, you wouldn't be allowed to do that. In Las Vegas, nobody cares. There's so much light pollution anyway. And even they thought about trying something with some stroboscoping light, but they quickly realized they make the whole city sick from an experience like that. So what else happened at NewImages and FMX and Aurea? We were showing, we were in competition nominated with the Fate of the Minotaur experience, which I directed here at Film Academy in the Research and Development Department. So which is, we showed the free roaming multiplayer version of that. We didn't win, but it still was a lot of fun. And what's quite interesting is that out of that meeting there, it was in Les Halles in Paris. The Forum Les Halles is like in a shopping mall in these tents, and also in a cinema there. They had a competition. They showed some stuff out of competition. They had lectures, workshops, and a market also for XR people to meet, and of course get together in a party. And which was nice. These are the ones that some of them who won, which I also could see. And for example, this one here, Good Night Story for Rebel Girls, which is a documentary for female empowerment for to inspire young girls to what they might become in their lives by referencing characters from the world and the history of mankind, which achieved a lot and pushed things forward. And they want to do a VR experience on that and won a prize for the concept for that, for the documentary which they're doing. And I'm actually now a consultant for them, thanks to meeting them at this festival. And what also was interesting, impact prize was this project called Die Champiana. I don't have a trailer for that. It's basically, I don't know if you know the famous painting Nude Descending a Staircase. It's a very famous painting for the starting of Cubism, I think. And they basically reimagined that as that the character of this woman is descending the stairs is basically a character in this VR game. And you're basically on some kind of treadmill, and walking up the stairs with this character. So this character is walking up the stairs, and if you stop, the character stops, and if you walk, the character walks up, and you're going up this endless staircase in the heavens, and more characters are coming to follow you. But it doesn't have a real ending, which I found a bit sad for the storytelling. But it was fascinating as a piece of art and that's why it won the award. This one here, trans composition, was also nice. It has this very moody atmosphere, it's surreal, and it's inspired by the game Go. And it's basically a reflection on life, and you basically go through this surreal world with floating houses and stuff, and go through a cycle of life with it. Oh, that was quite nice. Interesting that it won an award for me was this Eurotouche, which won an honorable mention as a trippy experience. It's basically in VR chat, a VR disco, which completely doesn't take any, which doesn't consider motion sickness at all. It gives you stroboscopic images, weird things moving around you, moving you through the space like crazy. So if you get easily motion sick, this is not for you. But interesting that something like this then even won one of the awards, where I thought I wouldn't even consider doing an experience like that. So you see there are lots of different ways to convince jurors. Some honorable mentions by me. This one here, Heartbeat, was a very emotional experience. It's a linear 360 animation for a film about miscarriage, really a well-made experience, very poetic. Spectral Haven was done by the ZKM here in Karlsruhe, which is a VR experience, a very weird experience where you get into the view of a cleaning robot. And you have to basically clean the room, and it's always telling you how you're failing, that you're not fast enough, you're not good enough, and then you get into the heavens of cleaning robots, basically, and go to this virtual heaven for robots. And this is the most special thing I want to show you, which I also would like to bring to Film Academy if it's possible, because this is really a narrative experience. It's in VR chat, a cyberpunk theater play, basically. It's a live theater play with two actors, an actor and an actress, portraying multiple roles through a theater play which is over an hour long, where you're basically in this cyberpunk world and you join the rebellion trying to get out of this place. And it's done by the Ferryman Collective from LA, and here's the trailer for that.
We don't have much time. The cops are most likely already looking for us. They took my mother, and they're coming for all of us. The good news is, I rerouted a government portal out of the city. Our mission is to escape so we can build a new life with our minds intact. We're gonna build our own world, away from all of this. Follow me if you wanna live. Amazing things together.
Just also react to you. You can talk to them while you're in the experience and really be in this place, be in this story world, and interact there also with others together. And they even sell tickets in VR chat for that. So also interesting a way to make money from theater in the area where we are now. At FMX, there was a project which was funded by the European Union, just as our Fate of the Manager experience was funded, called Crew Together, which is basically like a team building or experience, which is where people interact on tablets and on VR in the same experience, and they have to solve tasks together in a science fiction scenario. To see that how they work together, and this is also then moderated by people from the company which made them, so that you basically afterwards, even if you work in a company and you failed maybe or you didn't fail, that this is also then be reflected in what worked, what didn't work, how did you work together, what did you solve, what didn't you solve. And I had the pleasure to also have my first lecture at the FMX, where I talked about the XRIT project. I'm currently in post-production for a short film, which we shot in VR, basically, in Unreal, with the actors being countries apart. So the main actor portraying Erwin Schrödinger, the quantum physicist, he was in the Netherlands wearing an IMU-tracked suit, I think a Rococo suit it was, finger tracking gloves and a Quest Pro headset. And on the other side, in Helsinki, the actress portraying his acting partner, she was in an OptiTrack suit, also with a Quest Pro. And they could basically interact with each other and play the scenes together in VR through the technology that was developed by the project. And I think we're the first ones who really did that, really doing facial capture from a VR headset for recording of a short film together with mocap. Yeah, I don't show too much into it. At the Aurea Award, I found it very interesting to see, which is not a real project for which is published, but they made a mixed reality Einstein project. I didn't even find pictures on the internet, but I tried it out. Basically, you wear the Quest 3, and then you're standing in front of a digital Einstein, and you can talk to him. It's a chatbot, basically. So you can ask him questions about his life or anything you want to ask him. And he always then needs some time to process, actually. what you're saying, and then he's giving quite well formulated answers. So I think this showed where we are getting with VR interaction with virtual characters in games. What won an award at the Area Awards was this Aquascope, and I give you a short because it's quite fascinating to look at. That's basically a VR cave, an augmented reality cave or a projection mapping cave in a pool. We see that here. Yeah. And this is reacting also to you. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. That's the part. Yeah. See, there's like the floors reacting also to you. Yeah, so far. Right? So I think it's the closest to get to the Pandora experience. Okay, and then there was the. We have a couple of minutes left, so maybe then I show you a short video, maybe of this of this project that you see like how this worked. It was our testing for the long distance VR.
You're recording?
It's all in Unreal, basically. And I'm portraying here Schrödinger for the test, and the developer in the Netherlands. I'm in Helsinki, and the developer is in the Netherlands in a Rococo suit, and so we can interact with each other. And also, I see the character in the correct spot in this version in the Unreal scene.
So, hello, people of Oxford. Today I introduce to you my mother, Georgine Schrödinger. She's a really kind person. I love her very much, and but she used to be hard on me in my childhood because I killed her cat. So, Georgine, could you please go forward to the middle of the stage?
Yeah. Yeah, just to give you that as a short short impression of how you might do virtual production also in the future. Okay. Then now we are coming to the XR Expo, and I'm going to greet our guests in a couple of minutes. And I was told we should do a short break, right, JP? Yeah. So then let's make a break until maybe 5 minutes again, and then because then our guest Frank Dürr should also be online to tell a bit more about Cyberländ and the XR Expo from his perspective and what it can do for you as people from Baden-Württemberg. Good, then enjoy your 5 minutes break again. And
Hello, my name is Morten Thorning.
My name is Chris Sebeling.
My name is Christian Müller.
I'm Remy Soyev.
Hi, my name is Volker Helsle.
What can I say? Fuck.
PANEURAMA SkillBASE is a 24/7 knowledge hub where our partners bring in their curated view on current topics that are important in transition from higher education to business future.
I'm here to talk to you today about what it means to become a young professional.
We're here to learn about the digital creators and emerging trends that can help them achieve their creative vision.
It's about automation, version control, asset manager, stuff like this. Each time period, each studios has its own tools and own definitions of the production tools and technical aspects.
They are called soft skills, but we call them hard skills because they are the harder ones to master.
How are we going to shape the future of European audiovisual media?
What are the needs and how are innovation and entrepreneurship integrated in current education throughout Europe?
Bye.
Bye-bye.
and see you later.
Hello, my name is Morten Thorning.
My name is Chris Sebeling.
My name is Christian Müller.
I'm Amir Soyev.
Hi, my name is Volker Helsle.
What can I say? Fuck.
PANEURAMA SkillBASE is a 24/7 knowledge hub where our partners bring in their curated view on current topics that are important in transition from higher education to business future.
I'm here to talk to you today about what it means to become a young professional.
We're here to learn about the digital creators and emerging trends that can help them achieve their creative vision.
It's about automation, version control, asset manager, stuff like this. Each time period, each studio has its own tools and own definitions of the production tools and technical aspects.
They are called soft skills, but we call them hard skills because they are the harder ones to master.
How are we going to shape the future of European audiovisual media?
What are the needs and how are innovation and entrepreneurship integrated in current education throughout Europe?
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And see you later.
Hello, my name is Morten Thorning.
My name is Chris Sebeling.
My name is Christian Müller.
I'm Amir Soyev.
Hi, my name is Volker Helsle.
What can I say? Fuck.
PANEURAMA SkillBASE is a 24/7 knowledge hub where our partners bring in their curated view on current topics that are important in transition from higher education to business future.
I'm here to talk to you today about what it means to become a young professional.
We're here to learn about the digital creators and emerging trends that can help them achieve their creative vision.
It's about automation, version control, asset manager, stuff like this. Each time period, each studio has its own tools and own definitions of the production tools and technical aspects.
They are called soft skills, but we call them hard skills because they are the harder ones to master.
How are we going to shape the future of European audiovisual media?
What are the needs and how are innovation and entrepreneurship integrated in current education throughout Europe?
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And see you later.
Hello, my name is Morten Thorning.
My name is Chris Sebeling.
My name is Christian Müller.
I'm Amir Soyev.
Hi, my name is Volker Helsle.
What can I say? Fuck.
PANEURAMA SkillBASE is a 24/7 knowledge hub where our partners bring in their curated view on current topics that are important in transition from higher education to business future.
I'm here to talk to you today about what it means to become a young professional.
We're here to learn about the digital creators and emerging trends that can help them achieve their creative vision.
It's about automation, version control, asset manager, stuff like this. Each time period, each studio has its own tools and own definitions of the production tools and technical aspects.
They are called soft skills, but we call them hard skills because they are the harder ones to master.
How are we going to shape the future of European audiovisual media?
What are the needs and how are innovation and entrepreneurship integrated in current education throughout Europe?
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And see you later.
Hello, my name is Morten Thorning.
Wir sind wieder live und we are back again online on InsideXR. And now I'm happy to introduce Dr. Frank Dürr. Sorry for that. I'm mixing up names today a lot. And from Cyberländ, and he will tell you a little bit about the Cyberländ initiative, I would call it maybe. And it's a lot of more than that. And Frank can talk about that now. And I think there will be room for questions afterwards if you want. Okay,
yeah.
It's your show now.
Thank you very much for your time and for this opportunity. So I will speak in German, but all my slides are in English, so you can read everything. And I will share my screen now for the start and want to introduce Cyberländ to you. Ja, Cyberländ ist eine Initiative des Wirtschaftsministeriums, wird umgesetzt vom Virtual Dimension Center in Fellbach und von acameo für das Land Baden-Württemberg. Und wir haben uns vorgenommen, eine Metaverse-Kompetenzplattform aufzubauen, die einerseits für eine breite Community, sehr anwenderspezifisch und sehr nahe an den Use Cases dann unterschiedlichen Stakeholdern zeigt, was in diesem Bereich gerade möglich ist. Deswegen benutzen wir oftmals auch den Begriff des nächsten Internets. Wenn wir jetzt ein bisschen in die nahe Zukunft schauen, sehen wir auch, dass wir, das zeigt der Bitkom beispielsweise und Andreas und ich, sind da beide auch aktiv, dass wir hier sowohl in der sozialen Interaktion als auch in unterschiedlichen Technologien und allen möglichen Lebensbereichen auf dieses Thema treffen und dass sich dann auch diese Begrifflichkeiten vermischen und vielleicht auch irrelevanter werden. Ich habe das mit Solomon Rogers mal so bezeichnet, kill the terms, create values, also versucht diese Begrifflichkeiten noch einfach mal hinten runterfallen zu lassen und einfach auch Mehrwerte zu schaffen auf den unterschiedlichsten Ebenen. Und gerade in diesen Bereichen, wo sich stark mischt, wo man gar nicht mehr so jetzt irgendwie unterscheiden will, weil man sowieso alles nutzt. Was ist XR, was ist KI, was ist Film, was ist irgendwie 3D-Asset und so weiter, kommen, glaube ich, gewisse Dinge auf, die ganz spannend sind, das erstmal so ein bisschen nach hinten zu stellen, einfach sagen, okay, wir kreieren und wir setzen das in unterschiedlichen Industrien und Anwendungsfällen um. Und das begleitet uns einfach. Und es spielt auch gar keine so große Rolle, ob es jetzt für den Bereich Bildung, Kultur, Industrial oder Commercial ausgelegt ist. Wir sind daran interessiert an Wissenstransfer, wir sind daran interessiert an Leuten, die was können und wir sind interessiert an Leuten, die was erreichen und was erschaffen wollen. Und die versuchen wir hier auf dieser Plattform zu vereinen. Das Ganze hat einen analogen Anstoß und auch einen konkreten Anstrich bekommen am 8. Mai 25, als die virtuelle Welten XR Expo in Stuttgart aufschlug, war deutlich besser besucht als geplant. Wir hatten 3-mal so viel Anmeldungen, wie wir uns vorgenommen haben, von Seiten des Wirtschaftsministeriums, die dann mit acameo und mit dem Virtual Dimension Center dieses Event auf die Beine gestellt haben. Und wir haben versucht, auch hier diese Hype-Bubble nicht in den Vordergrund zu stellen, sondern wirklich die Use Cases voranzustellen und auch mit Partnern, die wirklich was in dem Bereich bewegen, dann zu arbeiten. Insgesamt gab es da ein paar Leute, die dann da auch aufgeschlagen sind. Über 3000. Die positiven Rückmeldungen haben uns dann auch natürlich bestärkt, dieses Thema in die Community weiterzutragen und da auch noch mehr Features damit umzusetzen. Und freue mich deswegen, es noch nicht verkünden zu dürfen, aber wir sind dabei, diese Plattform auch für alle möglichen Stakeholder noch weiter ausbauen zu können. Und das ist schon, ja, glaube ich, ein bisschen eine einzigartige Geschichte in Baden-Württemberg im Vergleich zu anderen Bundesländern, aus denen aber gerade viele Anfragen kommen, wie wir das Ganze eigentlich aufbauen und warum wir da alle mit reinnehmen. Also wir arbeiten lieber unter dem Hashtag gemeinsam als unter dem Hashtag auseinanderdividieren und Begrifflichkeiten formen. Wir versuchen natürlich dabei frei, offen und einigermaßen demokratisch zu sein. Die Plattform soll, und das ist momentan komplett kostenlos, für alle Anwender sein. Wir versuchen dabei auch nicht nur die baden-württembergischen Ländle-Player mit ins Spiel zu bringen, sondern auch wirklich über die Landesgrenzen zu gehen und auch in Deutschland und europaweit Partner zu finden, die jetzt schon auf der Plattform sind. Unternehmen, die ihre Angebote dort präsentieren und schärfen können, aber auch ebenso Kreative, die ihre Dienstleistungen vorzeigen können und arbeiten jetzt noch stärker dran, dass wir potenzielle Anwender und auch potenzielle Partner und Kunden aus den unterschiedlichsten Bereichen dann finden, die auf dieser Plattform sich informieren können, andererseits aber auch wirklich dann weiterbilden. Wir haben die größte Metaverse-Datenbank der Welt, die hier aufgebaut wurde von Christoph Runde. Professor Runde ist am VDC und jahrelang immer nur am Standardisieren und Normieren dieser unterschiedlichsten Themenfelder. Und da sehen wir schon, wie breit das Ganze aufgestellt ist. So, von der Strategie her ist eben der Fokus, skalierbare Ideen mit reinzubringen, Kreativität, Technologie, aber auch dann konkrete Anwendungsfälle mit zu berücksichtigen. Und ja, der digitale Masterplan sieht eben auch vor, sehr breit das Ganze zu öffnen, also wirklich alle mit reinzuholen, weil eine Community lebt eben von den Leuten, die dann kollaborativ tätig sind, USW. Wir haben so ein erstes Angebot erschaffen. Es gibt eine 3D-Galerie, zeige ich auch gleich noch mal ein bisschen mehr davon. Es gibt eine große Community-Plattform mit Matchmaking-Tools, mit unterschiedlichsten Gruppen, in denen man arbeiten kann. Und auch ein Metaverse-Check. Und was wir gerade dran sind noch, ist ein 3D-KI-Avatar der Low-Poly-Löwin, die ihr mal hier seht in einem ersten Aufschlag auf der Landingpage. Also die Seite heißt cyberländ.eu. Und dort gibt es dann die Absprünge zu den unterschiedlichsten Teilprojekten, die man sich dann wieder anschauen kann. Das Ganze ist sehr lebendig. Wir laden auch alle Partner mit ein, dort ihre Angebote einzustellen. Das können sie entweder direkt über die Community-Plattform oder im Austausch mit uns. Und dadurch haben sich auch schon viele Kooperationen ergeben und die Plattform wächst dynamisch eben mit den Möglichkeiten. Also wir machen sehr, sehr gerne so POCs mit potenziellen Dienstleistern, egal welche Größe, wenn es sozusagen dann für Cyberländ mal gezeigt werden kann, wie es funktioniert, diese Lösung, kann man damit natürlich auch schnell mal Mehrwerte generieren und auch erheben, wie es bei den Leuten ankommt. Die eine Basis ist die Community an sich. Momentan sind über 1000 Unternehmen dort gelistet und über 500 Mitglieder, die unterschiedlich aktiv, aber die sozusagen jetzt seit Mai sich dort eingetragen haben und dann auch dementsprechend ihre Themen, Events, Arbeitsgruppen, Angebote, Dienstleistungen hier einstellen, auch die News einstellen können. Viele nutzen das Ganze sozusagen als verlängerten Arm von Instagram oder LinkedIn, geben die gleichen Inhalte hier auch nochmal preis, um einfach auch ihr Profil zu schärfen. Und wir versuchen momentan sehr viel Anwender mit reinzubekommen und eben dieses Thema breit aufzustellen. Eine Leistung, die vom Fraunhofer kommt, die auch hier auf der Plattform integriert ist, ist der sogenannte Metaverse-Check. Man hat hier die Möglichkeit, als Unternehmen relativ schnell nicht nur eine gute, geeignete Lösung zu finden, sondern auch die entsprechenden Partner. Und das Ganze speist sich aber aus der Community. Das heißt, wer dort seine Dienstleistungen als Einzelperson oder als Unternehmen einstellt, hat die Möglichkeit, dann auch wieder im Metaverse-Check gefunden zu werden. Und es gibt eine 3D-Galerie mit ganz ausgewählten Projekten, wo wir gerade an der Befüllung auch dran sind, beispielsweise durch das Design Center Baden-Württemberg, wo man dann einfach auch ein bisschen immersiver durch diese Welten gehen kann und sich da Lösungen anschaut, die ausgezeichnet wurden, also prämiert wurden von unterschiedlichsten Stakeholdern. Muss gar nicht von uns irgendwie prämiert sein, sondern da arbeiten wir recht offen mit allen möglichen Plattformen zusammen und freuen uns, wenn wir da Vorschläge bekommen, um Projekte vorzustellen, die einfach ein bisschen besonders sind. Gleichzeitig bauen wir gerade an den Blend Shapes vom KI-Avatar, von der Low-Poly-Löwin, die wiederum mit F13 verknüpft ist. F13 ist der demnächst verfügbare Open-Source KI-Bot von Aleph Alpha und von Ministerien, Staatsministerium Und da können wir dann nicht nur die Datenbank einfach so abrufen lassen, sondern man kann auch mit dem KI-Bot einen Avatar-Funktionen dann halt eben auch in 3D-Welten mit der Löwin sprechen und sie Fragen stellen und kriegt besondere und konkrete Antworten in Bezug auf Metaverse, aber auch alles, was sozusagen drumherum aufgebaut ist. Wir wollten natürlich auch ein bisschen definieren, in welche Domains wir eintauchen, beispielsweise Industrial, Commercial, Educational und Cultural Metaverse. Aber das Ganze diffundiert momentan in alle möglichen kreativen und kulturwirtschaftlichen Sektoren aus. Deswegen ist natürlich der Film enorm spannend. Alles, was sozusagen mit KI-Erstellung auch zu tun hat, spannend. Aber ja, also im Endeffekt exkludiert es eigentlich fast nichts, was sozusagen dann auch wiederum eingesetzt werden kann in diesen unterschiedlichen Bereichen. Und es muss nicht immer die Brille sein. Es kann sozusagen auch auf dem Desktop, auf einer Smartphone-Anwendung auch ein bisschen immersiver aufgebaut sein oder anregender aufgebaut sein. Dann ist es schon wiederum von Interesse. Das heißt, wir haben hier eigentlich fast schon eine Digitalisierungsplattform mit einem Metaverse-Schwerpunkt. Bauen das weiter aus, sind an unterschiedlichen Themen dran und wie erwähnt, wir wollen sichtbarer sein und wir wollen auch breiter aufgestellt sein. Also alle, die, glaube ich, jetzt hier zuhören, sind angesprochen, sich mal diese Plattform anzuschauen und einfach mal ein kurzes Profil anzulegen. Und die Basis für mich an der Stelle ist, dass wir gerade am Übergang zu einer neuen Form vom Internet sind. Wir sehen jetzt momentan viele 3D-Assets, die aufkommen, unterschiedliche Animationen, die eingespielt werden können auf den unterschiedlichen Webseiten oder XR-Anwendungen. Und ich glaube, dass wir da was zu sagen haben. Nicht nur in Baden-Württemberg, nicht nur in Deutschland, sondern auch in Europa, Plattformen aufzubauen und dann auch gemeinsam was zu entwickeln, weil wir sind für uns im Vergleich zu Asien oder zu Amerika doch sehr, sehr kleinteilig und sehr, ich sage mal so, nicht an der Großstrategie interessiert aufgestellt. Und ich glaube, da könnten wir zumindest mal die Kooperation und Kollaboration noch ein bisschen stärken. Das ist so ein bisschen den Ansatz oder der Ansatz, den wir an der Stelle haben. Egal welche Altersstruktur, egal welche Herkunft, egal welche Profession, findet sich dann hier und es geht wieder mal stärker um das Machen und nicht um das Begrifflichkeitsgedöns an der Stelle. Deswegen herzliche Einladung, cyberland.eu und dann kann man vielleicht ein bisschen abheben mit der ein oder anderen Geschichte. Es gibt auch gerade einen netten Funding-Ansatz, 16 Millionen Euro, die vom Land Baden-Württemberg kommen, ist auch ein Spezifikum, das wir hier sehen, weil andere Bundesländer haben das nicht. Gibt schon jetzt eine Forschungseinrichtung, die ich kenne, die ihre Location verlagert, beziehungsweise eine Außenstelle schaffen möchte in Baden-Württemberg, um auch Teil einer solchen Projektierung zu sein. Ich glaube, das ist echt einfach ein Zeichen dafür, dass wir hier an einem ganz guten Standort sind. Wer sich da mehr informieren möchte oder wer Lust bekommen hat, dieses Thema näher zu verfolgen oder was über meine Person zu erfahren, jederzeit gerne melden oder ja, ich bin Geschäftsführer von Acameo. Wir haben ein eigenes 3D-Plattformsprodukt namens Cube, dass sich da gerne weiter informieren oder bei mir einfach so melden oder über Andreas. Also vielen Dank erstmal für den jetzigen Zeitpunkt und freue mich natürlich auch auf Fragen oder weitere Anregungen.
Yeah. Thank you, Frank. So I would have two questions right away for you. One question is, how do you feel from being there at XR Expo and all the people you are meeting? What do you see? How are the best? How do you evaluate the chances for students for studying or doing stuff in XR or 3D or interactive storytelling here at Baden-Württemberg in Film Academy to get work also in this field here for your partners?
Yeah, I think profiling is really important. So to check into the virtual worlds at 8th of May, you saw different solutions. So, and to be honest, there are also smart companies like mine. So they are working in this industry. On the other hand, the creative part and the creative impact of Baden-Württemberg is very strong. So I think now it's the best location, now it's the best time to get creative, to do stuff, to make things happen and to try things out. Like you said, and like you are doing with also testing AI tools to implement that into, let's say, a first experiential form of creativity or creation. And the next step, do that more professional. And we are seeing some really cool skyrocketing new creatives also on LinkedIn platform. They are just checking out with AI tools, and next day they get projects from corporates or from really mid-large companies and for their own. So without getting hired or something like that. So I think now it's really flexible. For sure, always a risky time. Metaverse is always a bubble. So we talked with Sebastian Kloes from Bitkom, and he said, so tomorrow is the time of Metaverse. And I said, yeah, since 1861. So since the start of stereoscopic 3D elements and assets, it's time for Metaverse. But to be honest, I think the next step will be, and this is already there. So the normal web developments, the normal devices, getting closer to XR experiences, taking a look into the big corporates in America, using AR glasses or whatever you call them, working together with Oakley and so on. So we will see that in the near future or now. And so, yeah, it's really exciting to be there and to work for it. And there are so many recommendations I can give at this moment, but let's start with Cyberländ EU and check it out, and maybe you will find a good partner for that.
Any more questions from the audience? No? Okay, then thank you for your time and your presentation, Frank. It's been a pleasure, and we see you we meet in the Cyberländ.
We will do that. Andreas, thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good. And we are back in the presentation. Wonderful. So, okay. I want to come now to something more content and responsibility questions related to XR, and to really think about how we can impact XR with XR and how it already does in other use cases. For example, in the Miniatur Wunderland in Hamburg, many of you might know it. It's a beautiful miniature train exhibition, and they also have VR experiences with Miniatur Wunderland made together with VR Coaster and the Europa Park, and now they also have an AR experience, which shows you how climate change affects the world, basically. Let's have a look at that.
Auf den ersten Blick ist die Welt im Miniatur Wunderland noch in Ordnung, doch die Erde ist in Gefahr. Starkregen und Hitzewellen werden häufiger, und was das für uns bedeutet, wird im Miniatur Wunderland seit heute mit Hilfe von Augmented Reality eindrucksvoll dargestellt. Zum Beispiel Venedig. Bei einer Erderwärmung um 2 Grad würde die Stadt am Mittelmeer von einer Flutwelle erfasst werden.
Diese Aktion ist perfekt, um etwas zu zeigen, wo wir normalerweise unruhig sind, weil wir spielen genau genommen, man könnte jetzt ja sagen, mit der Angst. Aber nein, es ist die Wahrheit. Das heißt, diese Tablets an der Anlagenkante, da kann jeder für sich entscheiden, wie hoch er die Temperatur oder sie regeln möchte, und sieht das Ergebnis. Das ist wissenschaftlich belegt, und das sollte uns alle zum Nachdenken und zum Handeln motivieren.
Bei einem Anstieg um 5 Grad würde die Lagunenstadt untergehen.
Sehr cool, wenn man es dann auch sieht, wie es dann ist wenn es zum Beispiel Hochwasser ist.
An 4 Stationen sind diese Tablets installiert. Neben Venedig wird in Österreich die Gletscherschmelze mit Hilfe der AR-Technologie visualisiert.
Gerade dieser Sprung von 1,5, was wir heute haben, an 1,5 Grad Erwärmung auf 2 Grad, das war schon echt. Es ist nur ein halbes Grad und es hat so massive Auswirkungen, das finde ich sehr erschreckend, ja.
Ein Tablet ist in Monaco installiert. Dort sorgt
already experienced now there at Miniatur Wunderland. In the US, now it was the first time that VR was used in Florida in an assault trial, basically to convince the judge that the accused one pulled out a gun just in self-defense at some guests. I'll have a short look at that. Let me see. There's my
A stand your ground case like you have never seen before.
The defense turned into virtual reality to show the judge what they really claim happened. Local 10's Christina Vasquez live in Fort Lauderdale with this exclusive. Christina.
It is immersive and all from the view of a defense expert, and what the defense attorney in this case is calling a first in any courtroom anywhere in the state of Florida. A judge today did allow, admitted into evidence, a virtual reality experience as part of this Stand Your Ground hearing.
This is when he pulls the gun out, when he's backed up against the bar.
At a Stand Your Ground hearing Tuesday,
Nobody backs off.
a Broward judge peered through a virtual reality headset.
These people are coming into his space, right?
And he's backing up.
And he's backing
so
up.
as not to be injured like his wife.
For an immersive experience, an artist designed to illustrate this defense expert's opinion.
As we back up and are being approached, and it's like a chest-to-chest encounter, no matter where you look.
That based on his review of depositions, a site visit, and sworn witness statements to police.
Now this is where the vase was broken.
If you want to see the full video, it's online, of course, and you can give you the link. So it's basically to give the judge a spatial experience what it felt to be in this situation. It's I don't know how the trial ended so far. There's no news on that at the moment, but we'll see. And also in prisons, VR is now successfully tried, I must say. It looks a little bit dystopian, and I think it is in a way. And it's also a bit weird because there was at a former InsideXR talk, I was talking about a 360 VR experience where you're in a prison cell to give you, as someone who's not in prison, the feeling of what it feels like to be in prison. Now what they are getting is an experience of being in prison and feeling how it feels to be in the real world. So basically, they see 360 videos of everyday life because they are locked in for many years sometimes, and just experience the world and the rules of the prison in a way. And this gives them the feeling of like how society changes also, and what we experience outside, and gives. What the interesting thing is at this point here. Prisons that have piloted the VR program report 96% reduction in infractions from participants in regular confinement. That means, in other words, if people were causing trouble in the prison or getting angry or anything, like people who are who experience it like this, get the feeling of a normal life back in a way, yeah, from this VR impressions from our regular day-to-day life. So I think 96 is a really serious number, I would say, for something which looks that dystopian. To come back to some more dystopian news, Meta is now partnering with Palmer Luckey to build AR and VR system for the US military. So the Quest might soon control drones. It's from the US, I don't know. But it's quite an interesting story to put in a couple of words. Palmer Luckey was the founder of Oculus, the company which was sold to Facebook and became then Meta, basically, and or the VR stuff. And Microsoft built this one, the EVA's augmented reality headset, based on the HoloLens, basically. And soldiers were complaining that they probably die using this thing in open on the open battlefield. And so now they are telling Microsoft, the deal with Microsoft was dropped, and they got back to Palmer Luckey, and he was developing now drones and sensors for the US military already with his own company Underreal. And now Meta, although they have been kicking him out after he was supporting Trump, now they got him back in after Meta is also rolling back on fact checks on social media with the rise of Trump.
And also maybe interesting that about this person Parmalaki, he in I think it was when was it in 2022 he suggested this special headset, which is a refurbished Quest Pro, which for a better immersion can kill you while you're playing a game. So to make it more the challenge and the immersion feel, the fear more real, you would get killed by using this headset. It's of course a prototype, which didn't make it into production. But I think this is a bit dystopian where this might lead all of that. Yeah. Here in Germany, the company Hologate, which is a company from Bavaria, they built a very successful location-based entertainment worldwide, one of the most successful location-based entertainment venues for VR. And they already in the past had a deal with the German military where they have free-roaming multiplayer VR experiences for the German military to practice missions. And they were considered also very successful with that. And now they also use that in the German police to train the police in Berlin and other states. And by the way, police is already using photogrammetry on crime scenes to check what happened and then revisit them in VR. Okay. And here now I want to come to something to mention this documentary called Eternal You. You find it on ARTE and I think the ARD or ZDF Mediathek. I'm not exactly sure. And this is talking about how we try, or different companies try to get the afterlife basically accessible through metaverse technology and AI technology. So, for example, the company YOV or YOV, I don't know, they offer a chatbot for you. You basically give them chats that you had on Facebook or on Zoom, video chats, everything. They collect all this data, and then they build up chatbots from this deceased person that you, if you're having, and where they want to go is basically that you can have your dinner in a Quest mixed reality setup and eat and have the deceased person as a 3D avatar sitting with you on your table and talking to you, talking to you. That's where they want to go. At the moment, it's all just chatbots basically, but that's their aim. And also, where's my mouse? Let me see. There you go. And then there's a company called SoulMind, and I don't know if the digital rights management allows it to see that on in the live Zoom. But they developed. There's a guy who developed who had a baby, and he made this project Baby X, and this is not necessarily VR, but quite interesting to see where this is leading. Let me see. This minute. Let me see. Yeah, this is working. 50 Minuten. The documentary is in German. Sorry for that. And I don't know how if French subtitles would help you. Take a look at this.
Wir haben einige der weltweit führenden Tech-Investoren in unser Unternehmen geholt. Zum Beispiel die ersten Investoren von Spotify, Zoom und DeepMind. Als die virtuelle Realität noch in den Kinderschuhen steckte, habe ich beschlossen, eine virtuelle Person zu erschaffen, mit der man interagieren kann. Damals hatte ich gerade ein Neugeborenes.
Okay.
Also begann ich an einem virtuellen Babymodell zu arbeiten, Baby X.
How are you now?
Wie geht's dir?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Kuckuck.
We made a building. Memories
Erinnerungen oder Ereignisse werden mit Emotionen von Baby X verknüpft. Das neurale Netzwerk von Baby X kann einen emotionalen Zustand mit einem Ereignis, einer Sache oder einer Person verbinden. Das gibt den Erinnerungen eine emotionale Note. Wenn Baby X vor etwas Angst hat, wird sein digitales Stresssystem aktiviert und dadurch wird virtuelles Cortisol freigesetzt. Man sieht das daran, dass Baby X schneller atmet. Da ist zwar kein echter Wirkstoff im Einsatz, aber die Effekte, die das hervorruft, sind mannigfaltig.
If you want to recreate your baby in X as a virtual character, I don't know, this is what this person basically did. And combine this now with the stuff of this other company which I was just mentioning and the virtual personas from the Apple Vision Pro. Yeah, exactly. Somebody's screaming on the street already. And there's some other case for a TV show for which they recreated a young girl which died and gave the mother the possibility to interact with her on live TV. And this is where this lead. I'll show you this.
Wie geht's dir jetzt?
Als ich hier reinkam, habe ich gar nichts gefühlt. Aber jetzt werde ich langsam nervös. Ist schon okay.
Was hast du für Erwartungen?
Neon einfach noch mal zu sehen. Ich möchte sie einfach noch einmal sehen können. Koste es, was es wolle. Es wäre so schön, sie noch mal zu sehen.
Ich weiß nicht mehr, wo gehört das hin? Das Original haben wir nicht, oder?
Nein, haben wir nicht.
Hier ist es.
어디 있었어? 엄마, 항상. 엄마 내 생각했어? 맨날 해. 나는 엄마 많이 보고 싶었어. 엄마도 너 보고 싶었어. 우리 나연이. 나연아. 나연이 잘 있었어? 엄마 나연이 보고 싶었어. 엄마 나연이 안아보고 싶어. 엄마 나연이 너무 보고 싶었어. 엄마 나 예뻐? 예쁘지? 너무너무 예뻐 우리 나연이. 한 번만 만져보고.
Ist das zu dick aufgetragen?
Ja.
Gut gedreht, oder?
Ja, jeder Ausdruck von ihr ist so echt.
Sie sieht trist aus. Nachdem die Show ausgestrahlt wurde und auf YouTube hochgeladen war, bekam sie so viele Klicks, dass selbst ich überrascht war. Unmittelbar nach der Ausstrahlung hagelte es negative Kommentare. Manche Leute schrieben, das ist widerwärtig.
역겹다 뭐 이런 반응들도 사실은 있었던 거는 사실이에요. 제가 했던 이 경험은
Für mich war es eine sehr schöne Erfahrung.
저한테도 남아있거든요. 저뿐만 아니라
Und nicht nur für mich. Leute auf der ganzen Welt waren Zeugen, wie die Mutter ihre Arme vor sich ausstreckte, Da hatten fast alle Tränen in den Augen. Ich auch. Ich hätte nie gedacht, dass so etwas möglich sein würde. Direkt nach der Ausstrahlung wurde das Format nach Japan und Taiwan verkauft. Es gab sogar Anfragen von russischen und amerikanischen Produktionsfirmen. Mal sehen.
Als ich zum ersten Mal von der Sendung in Korea gehört habe, war ich entsetzt über das Aufkommen dieser Art von Technologie. Sie setzt an unserem wundesten Punkt an. Ich kenne nichts, was mich mehr treibt, als meine Kinder beschützen oder bei ihnen sein zu wollen. Ich würde mein Leben opfern für diesen einen letzten Moment. Was, wenn das Kind sagt, Mama, du kannst dieses Abo nicht kündigen, sonst sterbe ich ein zweites Mal. Es ist zugleich ein Produkt und sein eigener Verkäufer. Im Grunde nimmt es deine Erinnerung an den geliebten Menschen als Geisel und verkauft dir dann den Dienst. Du fühlst dich moralisch dazu verpflichtet, mit dem Toten in Kontakt zu bleiben, zu chatten oder seine Online-Gedenkstätte aufzurufen.
내 손 잘 보니까 좋지? 근데 이렇게 하면 화면이 올라가는 거야.
잡고 싶어. Ich will dich festhalten.
Ich vermisse Neon. Sehr.
Ich auch. Ich vermisse sie auch sehr.
엄마, 뒤에 와가.
In der virtuellen Realität war Neon so... Ich fand sie sehr süß. Sie war so programmiert, dass sie mich einfach lieb hatte und mich sehr vermisste.
짜잔, 예쁜 집 보여줄게. 나 졸려, 엄마. 엄마 옆에 있어줘. 엄마 안녕. 엄마 사랑해. 나도.
Durch die Erfahrung in der virtuellen Realität konnte ich meine Schuldgefühle und alles, was mich so gequält hat, ein bisschen besänftigen.
So, you see, I mean, we are really having some responsibility here in how we act also as media professionals in this context, and I think this shows that this is having a lot of impact actually on all of us in a way, and some of it is scary, some of it might be helpful. It really matters how you use your responsibility as media creators and technologists in this context. And I think this shows, all of this, what I showed you so far today, shows where this can lead in very many directions, and it's up to us to make this into a better place, not a worse one. Yeah. Okay, so after some heavy topics, I want to show you something that you can try out today, not to create your own baby, hopefully. But if you want to try out, there's this one, for example, on the Apple Vision Pro, which we have now for quite some time. If you wear glasses, the Apple Vision Pro if you need the contact lenses with that, because you can put glasses underneath the headset as you can with the Quest. So if you have contact lenses with you, or if you don't need to have glasses, the focus distance is about like this long. So if you can see sharp in this range, then it should be good. I can use this without mine. I'm a little bit short-sighted. I can show you this one, for example, which is a very nice mixed reality experience, where you can meet a real dinosaur here in the room. Window to the prehistoric age in the room, and there you can interact then with these dinosaurs. Also interact with them, they react to you. Let me fast forward here. Yeah. You can even with spatial audio can hear him sniffing at you and so. Yeah. So I don't want to spoil it too much. So any dinosaur lovers in the room, this is quite an experience. Then, as we are here also talking a lot about storytelling and XR, it's worth trying out Marvel What If, a mixed reality and virtual reality experience on the Apple Vision Pro, where you basically interact. I don't know how familiar you are with the Marvel universe, but basically you get the power of the Infinity Stones. You gather them one by one, and with every stone you get a new power and use them to help other superheroes, basically in VR, in mixed reality or VR. It's quite fun. You probably the time is not enough to watch the whole thing, but to get an impression how they use interaction and storytelling and a little bit of game, but not too much. This is quite interesting to look at as an immersive story. May I look at the trailer here? Oh, it's not done, right? I would have to go to... yeah, maybe let me see. I should show you something. Let me see. Let me see. Let's do it like this, the short. And there we go.
Time, space, reality. It's more than a linear path. It's a prism of endless possibilities. I am the Watcher. I am your guide through these vast new realities. Your world is facing an unprecedented threat. Multiversal villains have broken from their destinies, altering their fate. And you have been chosen. And I know just the one who can help. Master Wall. Good to see you.
Watcher, just once I'd like you to summon me for something other than the fate of all existence. I've brought what you asked for.
Oh, it's not for me.
Absolutely not. These spells could fracture their very being across reality.
Quit scaring them.
Fine. Magic for everybody, hooray. Let's go, first year. You're going to be faced with a choice. All who use the Infinity Stones are.
Yeah, it's. I think it's more than half an hour, the whole thing. But you can definitely take a look at it. It's quite immersive, and also see like how they work with animation and to make it work. So let me see. Then something which, if you want to see something more funny, actually, after all this the dramatic stuff, I have brought to you on the Quest 3 VR experience, and also sometimes mixed reality. It's a combination called Gargoyle Doyle, voiced by Jason Isaacs, where you basically are in a VR story about this gargoyle and who's living through the ages, from being carved out of stone until he's. I don't want to spoil the end, maybe, but and it tries to be funny, which is of course a challenge always. And I don't know if the humor will land with you, but it's definitely, if you want to see something which is trying to be more entertaining and fun, and still giving you some knowledge on history, this is worth trying out. I think for people with puns, who like puns, Felix, I'm looking at you, this might be something.
Well, isn't this hilarious?
An old building is more than just old stones. It's a memory made physical of the love and laughter, heartache and redemption that took place within and on its walls. But alas, time marches on. Oh, if these stones could speak, the stories they tell.
What nonsense is this? This isn't the entrance. Sir, I demand to speak to your supervisor. My place is out front.
3 cheers for Doyle.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I wonder who took my spot. Cheryl. I bet it was Cheryl.
Howdy, neighbor.
I'm carved from the finest travertine.
You must hate it when people take you for granted.
Let's rewind 800 years into the past.
Oh, nothing says progress like decapitation.
French sounds so romantic. I just go to pieces. No pun intended.
I know that I haven't lived up to the expectations of my makers.
Do you even remember being carved?
Yes. Well, no. It's a blur. Flesh rots. Metal rusts.
Hey now.
But stone lasts.
Doyle. The past.
The past?
You're a real piece of work, Doyle.
I heard something.
The box.
Time is running out.
Time, it runneth out.
Time is running out.
You want, and it also tries to be emotional. It's not just trying to be funny; it's also trying to be emotional, which I appreciate that they showed what is possible in this case. And if you're more into atmospheric, magical, and dark experiences, maybe like Lichtung in a way, I highly recommend you to try out the Midnight Walk. I already presented it, the trailer in an older workshop. Now it's out. It's for PC VR and PlayStation VR 2. And it's like in a Burton-esque story world where you're basically the burned one in a world without light, and you have this pot boy as a companion, and have to bring light back to the characters of this world. It's very rich in the story world, and I think it's also perfect for the PlayStation VR 2 because the PlayStation VR 2 has very good black levels, better than the Quest 3, which I used to show to you here. And on the PlayStation VR 2, it also makes use of the eye tracking feature, where you can, if you blink, it has an effect on the experience. Here, you just have to push a button basically to trigger that. And I think they crush out everything you can from PC VR for atmospheric effects. I show you the trailer for that here. Or not the trailer, the making of, which is no, it's also in the stop motion aesthetic.
With the Midnight Walk, we set out to put people in this giant miniature clay world, and fans are going to be horrified at the monsters, but they'll also meet a wide cast of interesting characters, and they're just going to gawk at these giant clay models around them. That's unlike anything they've seen before, and the PSVR 2 allows us to just deliver the most gorgeous game we can. The Midnight Walk is a horror adventure where you play as the burnt one, and you wake up in this dark fairy tale world created out of clay, and you very quickly meet Potboy, a little clay figurine. He comes alive, and you journey down the Midnight Walk and survive all these terrors along this highway of nightmares and solve problems, bring warmth back to the creatures of this world.
The idea of this game is that we really want to put people into sort of like a miniature stop motion world. I've always been attracted to something that's handmade, and I think it's very interesting to see the textures and the details that you get from real materials. So when I found that you can actually just 3D scan these models that we have and you can get them into PSVR 2, that got me super excited.
I feel like we're stuck in a digital era which creates so much same, and we really wanted to do something tangible, something that is more close to real than any digital media can give.
We have made actually 700 sculptures for this game. We sculpt the characters, the props, and cool trees. We have some tiny stars that we use paper mache, and then we use cardboard for the houses and papers. It's a lot of variety.
Then we paint them and give them a more rustic and gritty tone. Afterwards, take tons of photos of it, and then voila, we got this beautiful mesh and hopefully very nice fidelity on the textures.
And then our animators animate it so it looks like stop motion.
We have the real models in front of us. We want to make sure that they look as detailed as possible in the game. And 4K HDR really provides that. When you're an artist, you really want to push the boundaries of that, and you want to put as much art in there and make it look as vivid and as interesting as possible.
We really want the player to see every little fingerprint of our clay models, every little detail, happy mistake. We just want the best possible fidelity.
You know, we really wanted to push the different sense of scale. We got all these different sizes that we need to scan. We got these tiny, tiny props, and then we got life-sized objects like a violin or a typewriter. And that was a great challenge for us.
And it's so amazing to see these little tiny characters that you build being scaled up to like 5-meter monsters in front of you. It's almost like a childhood dream to be scaled down and walk around inside these models that you thought about and you created.
When I first put my
I have one PC VR, so who wants to see that? We have to really see who wants to see what. And if you especially into stop motion atmosphere and miniature feeling of, and you see how this works in VR, I also brought along with you something older, which is also worth watching, which also was nominated at Annecy in 2021 actually, and won at the Rain Dance Festival after that. Paper Birds is narrated by Edward Norton. which is very different because while in the Midnight Walk you're shrunken down to the miniature world, in the Paperbirds experience you're basically looking at the miniatures, and you can walk around them and see the story unfold in the miniature in front of you. Also very nice, and also with some hand interaction moments. Here's a trailer of that.
You can get stuck in a place and not even realize it. If you're not careful, you can be stuck there forever. It was my composition. It was my masterpiece. But could you believe in your art without believing in yourself?
So, lots to figure out and try out, and also or maybe discuss. So this is what I have to offer for you today, and I would say we are almost at the end. We are also at the end of the live stream now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a list then as soon as we finish the live stream, and then you can everybody can find a spot to try things out. And at 3:30, I would like to meet with all of you again, as you can go in and out, of course, now, and meet all of you back again, and then discuss with you how it felt to be in these experiences, what worked for you, what didn't work for you, what you take away from it, and see also what inspires you for your work, maybe. Okay? Then thanks a lot to the people in the live stream. Check out what else is there to see at PANEURAMA, and thank you for checking in, and have a good day.